it's another step challenge for assessments in AI when you combine it with web searches and they can answer questions like, I don't know, compile a report on how supply chains have changed in the past 3 years. That could be a typical essay question you would ask someone to do, but now that can be done sort of in the blink of an eye by AI. So really having to rethink the skills that graduates need, the type of assessments we set, and do that, I think, at a far more rapid pace than we are currently. And of course, there's lots of forecasts about the role of teaching and many other jobs and what could be entirely automated or partially automated. And we'll find out over time how that pans out. But I do think, whether we like it or not, probably fewer human beings will be needed in the longer term, not the short term. So lots of challenges and ethical issues there. I think a lot of what the approach I would suggest taking is pretty much how you might manage other projects and process change. So, for example, I think institutions need to develop ethical AI governance frameworks. They need to create policies for their deployment. And I think also carry out audits to ensure that there is compliance to these policies. But I think also understanding the data that AI uses and ensuring it's accurate, and also know how it's being used for training. I think one of the biggest challenges at the moment is if people just go and use a public AI tools, they need to be aware that some of their data or information they might be passing on to it could be sucked into the back end training. And they obviously don't want to release institutional confidential data. So that's why most institutions will try to supply a license for something that may not be the leading edge tool, but will at least ensure that your data that you have a conversation with it about isn't actually consumed into the back end.